I am Ray, and this video is for those who are struggling right now. You see, God wants to solve your problems. God wants to give you what you desire. But just as how if you just gave a man a fish, he would learn nothing. But if you teach a man to fish, they will have food for the rest of their lives. That is why God simply just doesn't wipe out all of your problems in an instant. God wants you to work through them. I like to say, when life isn't working out for you, it's because life is working on you. You see, these problems, these struggles that we go through, they're designed to help us grow. And because we hate the pain, we hate the suffering, we don't want to go through this. Why can't I just get what I want and not have to deal with any of this other nonsense? Well, it's because if you just got what you wanted, you wouldn't be the one who can sustain keeping those desires. You would squander them, and you would be worse off. You see, we have to come to understand that the problems we face in life, they are reflections of us. The problem is always within our own selves. So when we focus on embarking on a journey of self-discovery, asking ourselves, well, okay, wait a minute. What is it about me that is attracting these problems? What is it about me that is blocking my blessings, my desires, the things I actually want? You see, because all that you desire is actively trying to make its way toward you. But your attachments to these desires, to these different things, is what separates you from them. Because in order to have a strong desire for something, it means that you currently do not have it. So you are living from a place of separation from your desires. You do not have what you want, and so you get frustrated and you suffer and you enter into resistance. And that perpetually keeps what you want away from you. But how do we attract? How do we solve the problem? How do we unite with our dream vision for the ideal version of our life? One must simply let go of the attachments to what they want. One must simply let go of the parts of themselves that are no longer serving them. The parts that are creating these reoccurring patterns and these reoccurring problems. You see, the more you begin to reflect upon the idea that your problems in the external world are reflections of problems within you, then you can speed run the solution to these problems. Because until you realize the source of the problem, nothing can be done about it. And that's what separates somebody who never solves a problem from somebody who does. People who always struggle are always trying to fix things in the outer world. But those who are wise simply fix and focus upon their own self. You do not change the world. You become the change you wish to see in the world, and the world changes by itself. You see, but so long as we are being victims, indulging in all these different stories about who we are and the way things happened, and why did this happen to me, and why is God doing this to me, the more we get caught in this mind storm, the less clarity we have, the more stressed we become, and the more difficult it is to really do anything. What most people do if they make a mistake, for instance, is that they feel guilt and shame, and they ruminate on a story about how bad they are, and oh, I wish I hadn't done this, why did I do this? And yet all of this psychological drama does nothing to make amends for the mistake. When in reality, the way to properly deal with the mistake is to understand why it happened, to have clarity, and then to change your behavior. So too with all of our problems. Instead of wallowing in your suffering, become a student of your suffering. Only then can we use the negative experiences that we go through for our highest spiritual growth or for our highest character development. We must find clarity because we need the answers in order to solve the problems. And the answers are all within you. So do not look out into the world, but look within yourself, and you will find what you seek. you will discover the aspects of yourself that are creating these problems, and only then will you be able to change yourself, and then the problems fall away on their own. The only thing we need to change our life is to change ourselves. The more we get distracted by the world, the more difficult it becomes to do anything, to solve our problems, to create a better life for ourselves. You see, when you are detached from your desires and from the problems you experience, you do not allow the fear, the worry, the concern to consume you. You do not allow strong desires to keep you from what you want. And in the act of letting go and surrendering, what you want comes to you effortlessly. Because the ideal version of yourself, the one who is free from all of these different problems, how do they feel? They feel relief, they feel freedom, they feel at peace, they feel love and joy and gratitude. And so if you want to become that ideal version of yourself, all you have to do is feel these things now. And you will automatically become in harmony with the version of yourself that you want to be, rather than the one who is dealing with all the problems in your life. Imagine your soul like a balloon, wanting to rise to heaven naturally. Your dream life wants to manifest itself automatically. But we have all of this conditioning, all of these stories, all of these labels and these patterns and these tendencies that is like mud on the balloon. And it lowers it and it lowers it and it lowers it, and we become more and more separated from the ideal version of ourselves, from our heaven on earth. And to return to this heavenly state, to match with our ideal version of ourselves, we simply begin removing the conditioning, removing all the nonsense that is keeping us from our best life, allowing the dead wood to burn off, allowing you to let go of the parts of yourself that no longer serve you. I wish you great luck on your journey. I encourage you to ask any questions you may have in the comments down below. I am Ray. Much peace and many blessings.